Wade and Wade Reacts.
We did a video prior to this to Kakarot's 197 and somebody came through and they asked us to do this video and they said it's gonna blow our minds, so let's check it out.
In the Gundam fandom, there's a lot of talk about which mobile suit is the strongest. But today, I wanted to focus on some of the strongest individual weapons. And rather than just listing the 10 strongest mega particle cannons I could find, I decided to keep things interesting by having a look at 10 different kinds of weapons. As for the strongest mobile suit weapons then, we're starting off with the strongest version of a weapon you can find on most mobile suits and virtually any Gundam, the Beam Saber.
Yeah.
Usually, this is just a humble cylinder that can generate a beam blade. Sometimes their design is a bit more elaborate, sometimes they'll even generate two blades, but in terms of the more traditional beam sabers, nothing can compare to the madness of the Epion's beam saber.
Okay, I haven't seen that one yet.
Not only does it look quite distinct, but thanks to the fact that it's directly connected to the mobile suit's reactor, its output can be changed from normally powerful to ridiculously overpowered.
Interesting.
At maximum output, this thing was even able to cut through Space Fortress barge like it was a Leo.
There goes Zex! What? You're not needed here.
Oh, dang.
We have no need for you in outer space.
Some crazy last words to hear right there.
Sort of escape pod.
The Epion wasn't a close
because it took a little time to talk, I would have been up out of there.
However, the design and power of the Beam Saber was pushed even further in Gundam 00 with the 00 Gundam's GN Sword 3. This puppy had a bit of everything. It could serve as a heat sword thanks to the GN particles, it could form a beam saber that could then be overclocked thanks to the transam, it could change into a beam rifle that had more than enough power to knock out a battleship,
super versatile.
And it could even perform an ultimate attack, the Riser Sword.
Oh, man. Oh.
What more?
Melted him down like he was butter.
On the other side of the spectrum, then, we have sniper machines. A class that longtime viewers will know is very close to my heart. And the most powerful sniper rifle we've seen in Gundam, without a doubt, goes to the Dynamis Gundam. Its normal sniper rifle combined with the powerful head-mounted sniper camera was already plenty powerful enough, but what really put it over the top was the super substratospheric altitude gun. This top-secret sniper rifle had the ability of sniping targets in satellite orbit. Sure, it had drawbacks like being huge and clunky, requiring 20 seconds to charge each shot, and requiring an extra backskirt unit
with that much power, recoil, 20 seconds
but none of
is
that
not too
really
long to
matters if the enemy is like 10,000 kilometers away.
I think that'd be better to use in space.
Yeah, I think so too. I think being in space would kind of stave off some of the recoil. Maybe not. I'm not a physicist.
It'd still send you back, but it'd probably be safer to use it in space.
Lock-on Stratus, more like Lock-on Exos. And sticking with ridiculously high outputs in ridiculously large weapons, we've got the Hyper Mega Cannon that was first tested out on the Fats and then later carried over to the full armored Double Zeta Gundam. With an output of 79.8 megawatts, there wasn't a lot that could stand up to the raw destructive power of this thing. To put things into perspective, the RX-78-2's beam rifle, a weapon that was heralded as having the power of a battleship's cannon, had only 1.9 megawatts. And the Zeta Gundam's large Hyper Mega Launcher had an output of 8.3. Not only was the Hyper Mega Cannon the strongest weapon of its day, but for many days to come. The only thing that this thing lacked, relatively speaking, was accuracy.
I want to see it in
Something
action.
that was fixed by the Theta Plus in the form of a sensor radome. But that's enough oversized weapons.
Oh, that's some nice
for now. Let's look at something
Got
more compact,
giant plasma
like
revolver.
a pistol.
Yeah, the cowboy Gundam.
And when I tried thinking about the most powerful pistols in Gundam, my mind just kept going to the dual pistols of the Dynamis and the Strike Noir. But then it hit me. The Crossbone Gundam's Buster Gun. This thing might look like an old school flintlock pistol, but looks can be very deceiving. By itself, it was already quite the powerful little beam pistol, but it could also be combined with the beam Zamber to form the more powerful Zan Buster. So not only was it powerful by itself, but it was also a very versatile weapon. And if you want the most powerful beam rifle, then look no further than the Unicor Magnum Magnum. With the advancement of beam technology, we saw the introduction of the E-Pack, basically a magazine but with energy. And usually, a single E-Pack could power the average beam rifle for quite some shots. This was not the case with the beam Magnum used by the Unicorn Gundams. Each E-Pack was only good for a single high-powered shot.
I think I've seen a couple of those weapons
rather than
in
having
action.
space for one E-Pack on the gun, it was instead designed to take 5 E-Packs at once. And the power they gave this beam rifle can best be described as unrivaled. A single shot could destroy a mobile armor, and even a grazing shot could destroy a mobile suit. It's no wonder Banagher would do everything in his power to keep using this monstrous beam rifle.
I would too. It's a one-hitter quitter on almost any enemy they had.
And if you're wondering why this thing has a bunch of arms mounted on its back, well, the beam Magnum
The other question is, why does that mobile suit have
that if
ears?
used by a machine that wasn't specifically designed to use it, it would simply fry the arm using it. So not only was Banagher using an E-Pack with each shot, he was literally using an arm each shot. At some point, you
Hundreds of
gotta
millions of
start
dollars going to
wondering
waste
if
with
the
every shot.
costs outweigh the
Make
benefits.
them more efficient.
Like, instead of using a supercharged beam rifle, get a high-level railgun. And I
makes
think
sense.
it's fair to say that not just the most powerful, but also the most famous one of these weapons is the Daneslave. Sure, their individual accuracy might have left something to be
Never seen that
desired,
weapon before.
but their high damage potential when using the right ammo combined with group tactics
Those mobile
allowed the
suits are
Daneslave
robots.
to turn the
Mobile
greatest
armor.
using them
I don't know.
from grunts into demon slayers. And if you really want to give your grunts a boost, why not just strap a nuclear missile to them? You might think that's a bit drastic, but you can't argue with the results. The earliest example of this was the MS-06C Zaku 2 C-Type, a mobile suit
ain't no
built
missile.
from the
That's
ground
something
up with
Yeah, I don't know
nuclear
what that is.
warfare
It's like a
in
mini
mind.
star.
But the most
Turn the
prominent
whole
user
ship
of
into
nukes
molten
is
metal.
without a doubt the
crazy.
Gundam with its multi-striker pack, or as most people will probably call it, the nuclear striker, because let's face it, that's what it was used for.
I want to see what this can do.
A bunch of them.
Dang. Don't even try to leave. Go home.
Got no firepower for that. Oh,
Nope.
And because this is a striker pack, this also means that you can easily strap nukes onto any other striker pack compatible mobile suit. Remember kids, you can be racist if the other race doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, it might not be a bad idea to have a weapon on your mobile suit that can do something about those
Yeah,
nukes.
that's like a
like
supernova
the
right there.
strongest funnels mounted on a mobile suit. And to my surprise, the strongest one I could find were those used by the Sazabi and the Yak Dogas. These bad boys have a power output of a whopping 10.6 megawatts.
Dang.
Remember what I said about the RX-78-2's beam rifle and the Zeta's Hyper Mega Launcher? Jesus! The new spin funnels only have 3 megawatts. They are more agile and can create a shield, but still. Also, there is another contender for this category. The Dragoons used by the X-1 Destroy Gundam. Also known as the Sturmfaust,
looks bigger than
these
the typical
massive things
Gundam
are outfitted
models.
with a main beam cannon, 5 finger beam guns, and a positron deflector shield each. So not only
That was
are
just
these
his hand
things
flying
powerful,
around. That's
they
crazy.
got additional defenses too. And while their output might not be listed,
Those must be
their
last resort
performance
mobile
should
suits.
speak for itself.
some of the
And
stuff
then
is
there's
outlandish,
one
like,
more
bruh.
thing that gives these Dragoons
How
an
much would they
edge
even
over
cost?
many other
Bruh.
remote weapons.
They would have
and
to
that is the
cost
fact
$1
that
trillion
they can
a
actually
suit.
be used under
The
gravity.
economy has to be beautiful
And yes,
in that
the
world.
Destroy Gundam is officially
It makes the
classified as a
average mobile suit look like a
therefore
toy.
making it fair game for this list. So, as an honorable mention, we've also got the 2 Aufprall Dreitzen high-energy beam cannons on its backpack. Again, the performance kinda speaks for itself, but we don't have any official numbers to go along with it.
I just know it's ultra destructive. Doesn't really need numbers. Just sweeping past, destroying whole cities. Wow. Turned everything into straight up dust. Yeah, that's a powerful
And
weapon.
talking about twin cannons,
That's crazy. I wonder how many megatons that explosion is.
Like it's powerful. Blew up the whole island.
the double Axis twin satellite cannons might not be the most practical weapons on Earth, because, well, just like the original Gundam X satellite cannon, they do require a direct link with the moon, so no moon equals no shooting, but once the moon is out, you'd better not be within its very broad line of fire. And since we're on the topic of Gundam X, they've also got a very good contender for strongest remote weaponry, because the GX bits tread a very fine line between mobile suit and mobile suit weapon. Because
Are those robots?
basically they function like funnels in the sense that they're controlled by
Or do they
a
have
new type
pilots
pilot,
as well?
but rather than being a thruster with a weapon, they're almost a fully fledged mobile suit. And while they might be the quote-unquote budget version of the main machine, the GX bits still mount a full-force satellite cannon each.
That's some firepower.
And before we move on to the final weapon of this list, there are 2 more honorable mentions I want to give. First up, the Wings of Light equipped on the Victory 2 Gundam. A machine that is often considered as one of the strongest Gundams around. Now, while the Wings of Light are certainly extremely powerful and also very versatile, they're actually a byproduct created by exhaust gases of its Minovsky drive system. So they can only be partially controlled as a de facto weapon, which is why I decided to have it as an honorable mention instead. And second of all, we have the Gundams from G Gundam with their special attacks. Depending on the Gundam, they're kind of weapons, but they're more akin to a Kamehameha wave. So that wouldn't really be in the spirit of this list. Otherwise,
Not really.
the
Doesn't even look
Sekiha
like it's in the
Love
spirit of
Tenkyoken
Gundam
would
to
have
me.
no doubt been the strongest weapon ever. Because if anime has taught me anything, it is that there is no greater power than friendship or love.
True. Love and friendship and anime are unbeatable.
Their loud cry tells us
Yeah, I couldn't see myself watching this Gundam series. Bro, what?
And then last but not least, we have the Moonlight Butterfly used by the Turn A and the Turn X. In short, both of these machines were outfitted with nano machines that could either repair or destroy technology. And just the Turn A Gundam alone had enough of these nano machines on board to destroy all technology on Earth and turn it all into sand.
Kind of looks like butterfly wings.
The name of this attack then came from the pattern that formed on the back of the unit when deploying the nanomachines. Truly the most powerful weapon ever to be used by a washing machine. At the very least, it didn't kill organic matter by design. So if you were on Earth, you'd be relatively safe, but you could certainly cause mass genocide if you used this attack in space.
Doesn't seem like you would be safe on Earth either, because it created an electrical storm.
Undefeated Gundam Hammer. And that has been all for this list of the most powerful mobile suit weapons that I could think of. So let me know in the comments down below which one you think is the most powerful, whether it was on this list or not, and which one you would want to mount on your own mobile suit.
This was a pretty cool list. A couple of the weapons we had already seen from videos we reacted to weeks back. But most of the weapons were new to me. But one weapon I think that they forgot was the weapon from Mobile Suit Gundam 83. Stardust Memory movie or series, whichever one it is.
Yeah, that weapon, that cannon, whatever that was, I thought he was going to have that on here for the most powerful cannon to be. Then this was a cool list, though. I'm pretty sure the Gundam fans, especially the ones that have been commenting under our comment section, probably know some weapons way more powerful than that. So I'm looking forward to see what they have to say down below in the comments.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. And that does it for our reaction to 10 strongest mobile suit weapons. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Also, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss a video from Wade and Wade Reacts.
And we're out of here.
Peace.